Okay, welcome back once again to another live analyst replay of a game sent in by a viewer. The problem is that right now the patch just went out, and when the patch goes out I can't look at the analysis replays people have sent in, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through one of my own games and be really critical of my own plays and my mistakes. And the things I did, and then you can take stuff out of this game as well and realise that I'm really harsh on myself. On top of, you can also understand what you should be doing as a mid laner, what I did as a mid laner, so you can see that I'm still improving as a player too. I don't think I'm God by any stretch of the imagination. I make mistakes like everybody, and I'm pretty sure from what I remember about this game you'll see plenty in this one. Now normally, I don't normally do wins on games. I'm giving the heads up to the outcome of this game already. We win, but it's definitely not down to anything I did in this game. I'll be brutally honest, I was pretty bad. But we're in this game and we'll see how this goes out, and I'm going to literally talk like it's somebody else in this game and then give reflections back on my own personal play. So at the start of the game, my decision was to go for 2 health potions because I was a little bit concerned about the fact I'm against a Vulcan who can poke pretty effectively at the same time as a Nemesis, who Nemesis is really good against Nox because Nox has low mobility anyway. So what I was thinking about in this game was looking to get an early sprint online, sprint 2, just so I can get that mobility factor for myself to get away from Nemesis who shields into me. But we'll come to that later on. But that's what my sort of thinking is into this game at the start of it. Now you see me hover around here, and generally I'm trying to cover angles, even though I'm not doing a great job of it. I'm being kind of lazy with it. I always call people out on not covering an angle. But I'm floating backwards and forwards with 4 seconds of spawning, and we're off. Now they wait to invade, so I'm just going to go to lane and push. Now notice how I positioned the 3 there. I managed to catch the turret as well. I realised I can hit the turret at the same time, poke it down, and now he's got no clear. So that was my thinking there. Good little poke on him as well. That was a really good start to the laning phase for me. I also juke out the meatball, which is good, and I've got the lane push early on. He drops another turret. I've always spammed mana really to clear this one off, but it does slow down his clear. It also means his turret's down on the next wave, was my thinking behind it. The problem is that I only bought 1 mana potion till I remember me saying I'm up against a Vulcan and I expect him to poke me a little bit. Well, I thought the 2 health potions would pay off more. I seem to be too focused on trying to clear the turret instead of farming the wave. I probably could have pushed the wave in a little bit quicker than I am doing if I would have decided to go for that. And now I've had to chuck my mana pot already. I'm backing away because I know red buff is available right now, so I was rotating around for that. Plus there was pings for help in this game. This rotation was good for me just because there's nothing for me to do in mid lane right now. The mid lane was pushed out, I didn't have to worry, and I should be back there for this wave coming back. I chose to path this way round just because I was scared of Vulcan trying to zone me in this angle here. Because basically with him pushing up to the tower, it means I'm going to get zoned out, so come this way around, he could just focus me through this area, get a lot of burst damage onto me, so I chose to go that way round. So farming up the best I can. Speed buff is available, but we're going to clear the wave out in mid first and then probably rotate for this speed. That's what should be the game plan here because we're sharing experience. The start of the game is the team's going pretty well, honestly. Nobody's died yet. Everything seems to be going okay. Got nothing to do in mid, like I said. We took a long time delaying on that, honestly. We should have gone straight for that speed buff. And now I'm level 5. Now notice this right now, we're 2 minutes 30 in the game. I have no mana, and I've still got those 2 health potions, which means my positioning in this lane was pretty good, honestly. I got good poke damage off, but maybe going for those 2 mana potions would have been better for me than going for these 2 health ones, because of the decisions. But at the same time, if I had a real struggle early on, I really could get pushed under tower. I think my decision overall of getting 1 mana potion was the mistake so far in this game, because now I'm at 2 minutes 30, I'm on full health still, and I'm currently sat on 869 gold. Now you're looking to go back to base at about 1,000 gold for your boots too, and be ready for the mid harpies. I've shared a lot of experience in the jungle too, and I've not really got the last hits on the minions because I was so busy trying to focus down this turret and keep the lane pressure on this Vulcan early so that he couldn't pressure me under the tower. So what could I have done differently? Well, I feel like 2 mana potions is the big key to this for me personally, or use my skills a little bit better than I have done. I'm currently sat here now with no mana, so I can't actually use any of those abilities you can see on cooldown, and now I'm going to have to base. The problem is I've only got rank 1, and if you notice there, I had 600 gold left, which I could have potentially waited and got for the boots too, but I chose to go in the improved sprint early on, just because I expected Nemesis to be 5, and if I get picked, I could be in a lot of trouble. So I went for the early sprint. Now, investing in actives early is okay if they get abused and you actually help you out. But we'll see as this one plays out. I still think getting sprint isn't a bad idea, but it's delaying my boots, which is delaying my damage from getting penetration online. Oops, a daisy. I clicked the wrong button there. Everything went slow. So we get right harpies and not lefts. I'm back to farming again. What else could I have done there? I could have potentially sold the health potions and got a ward and just kept with the mana. I guess I was sustaining pretty well. I'm just looking to farm up for the most part in this lane for now. Notice how I've left lane. I'm pleased that I left the lane there. I've pushed the lane up. I'm not going to be able to get the kill in this lane whatsoever. So there's nothing for me to really worry about. On top of that, I'm glad I went to the left-hand side, just because Thor went to the right, and I'm not going to go over there for the gank. It means that Vulcan's got a decision to make if is Nox going this way to help with the gank, or can I get some pressure on the other side of the map. So I'm pleased I went in the opposite direction. But I come back sooner than planned. Still hanging around in mid. I've still got a small level reduction on this Vulcan. Now some of that is down to the extra sharing that Thor's been doing with me in mid lane. I've shared with him in the jungle as well, and the mid harpies were shared 3 ways as well, so he's got a small lead. On top of that, I'm not clearing as effectively as I should be. So I've decided to take a little bit of poke from the meatballs now, but still farming. You notice I want to go back to base there, but I've got nothing to go back to base for because I've not got boots online. So my decision there to go for this sprint, which I've not used yet, has not been the right one, at least in my eyes, for how this has been played out. I should have just saved it for the boots, got some wards, sold the health potions. Notice how I've still not used these health potions. I've had them since the start of the game. The health potions were definitely the wrong call for me in this lane. The Athena ults me just to try and get out, but she dies anyway, so it doesn't make a big difference to me. What I'm currently doing is just busy trying to farm, because Vulcan's got great pressure and I need to keep him off my tower. Notice how, even though I've got the poke on, sorry, the tower push on, he's still got more tower pressure on me because of the fact that I've not been able to wave clear because I've been low on mana. Now I'm trying to rotate because there's nothing to do in mid. I know Vulcan's coming over, and I also saw Hal rotate through mid lane. So I'm looking to rotate and support my teammate on this side. I'm spamming him to get out because I expect Vulcan to come over and ult this at any given moment. Luckily though, he does manage to get out, if I remember correctly. Yeah, boy. But then there's not much for me to do. Now I try and make a counter play on this one now, and this is just dumb. I'll be honest, this is dumb. My thinking is that these guys are very, very low. Especially Sylvanas, they're grouped up as well. If I can hit them with my ultimate, I can full burst probably both of these down to 0 in no time at all. What was my decision making here? Why did I walk through this area? This was a stupid mistake to make. I just walked past this Vulcan like, what's up, bud? You're not going to poke me. You're not going to do anything to me. I popped the sprint to try and get through here quickly before they rotate back to safety, at the same time as reduce the damage I take from Vulcan. But as you'll see, let's see how this plays out. Be straight up, not going to lie, get hit by a meatball and a root. Oh, the root misses, so it's going to knock up. Oh yeah, I aim for the Sylvanas, which is the one target that's going to do the least damage to me as well. I miss combos, I hit my ult, I miss my 3, I miss my silence, then I'm out of mana, and I even pop my 1 to try and block some of the damage. I try and be cool with juke boots, but it's not going to pay off. So what do I end up doing in this? I just end up feeding. Especially at a time when mid harpies are up and there's a full wave of experience here. I rotated to protect, the protection was completed, I dive in, and I shouldn't have dived in. It was a really bad play from me. What I should have done in that situation, I was here at the moment in time. What I should have done is realise that everybody got out scot-free, everyone was safe. I had 2 options to make. 1, rotate round this way to the tower and protect the wave coming in and clear it. Or 2, rotate back mid lane and deny Vulcan farm, because Vulcan hadn't got anything out of that. And if I push to the tower here, Vulcan gets out of it. Sorry, Vulcan gets nothing, he loses minions to the tower, and I get to go pressure on these mid camps earlier on as well, as you can see. So, bad decision from me. Notice how the only time I've used sprint was to kill myself as well. I used sprint to kill myself. That's generally what happened in that. So this investment into sprint has lowered me down. I've now got boots 2 online. I got beads as well. I'm not sure why I got beads, honestly. I'm a bit confused why I chose to get beads at this point. I think it's because I wanted to try and use all the gold I had in my inventory. I think it was a mistake because I'd already lost my boots rush for penetration early because of the fact that I'd gone for this sprint too. I'd delayed my boots by 600 already. I've now delayed it by 900 by getting beads. I've not really been focused in these fights. I'm the one that's been aggressing. So why the heck did I buy beads here? This was a mistake. You want to try and survive as long as possible, at least until about 15 minutes, at least until you got boots online and started getting your core online before investing into more actives. So getting beats there is a mistake as well. I should have just saved the gold to catch myself up. Now there's a big fight on the right hand side. Mid harpies are up, and I'm going to go and check them, I expect. No, I don't think I do. I think I just go straight for the red. I wasn't aware if the mid camps were still up because I was still frustrated with myself at the decision I think that I made over in that Durable lane. That's when I realised the mid camps are up. When tears down, I'm going to throw out the 3, get some damage off, and then rotate back mid, farm the wave up. You can't see VGS commands, but generally I do try and keep track. I eat a lot of free poke. The one there was bad, and I almost get picked here. No, I do get picked. Notice with this whole situation here, I was overly aggressive. Where am I? Why am I not live? Why can't I not click myself? 3. So we'll watch this little playback of the mistake. Well, it wasn't a mistake as such, I guess, but it probably was. I'm just trying to farm. What I didn't do was respect Sylvanas. I was too busy trying to poke the Nemesis for some reason. Get hit by a root, get hit by the pull. I've got beads there. Why didn't I beads that? I bought beads and I didn't use them. Why didn't I beads that when it was coming in? I realised the amount of damage I was going to take because Hell's here, Vulcan's here, and Nemesis was nearby. I actually try and use the 1 to block the next next damage coming in. But the next damage coming in is probably going to be from Sylvanas anyway. We'll just see who it is, because I'm not exactly sure who it is. Yeah, I think it was Hell, actually. I blocked Hell's shot, but then the amount of poke I take off that, if I would have just beads her, I would have been safe. Why buy beads if you're not going to use them? And then I get bursted down. I also pop sprint then instead. I pop sprint over popping beads, and so my sprint's still online, but it's not enough to get me out of trouble. What could I have done differently there? Backed up and respected Sylvanas, that's the big thing. Respect the enemies you're against. We're just following. Random Puma's going to fast forward through this. There we go, back online again. Let's see how I play out again from here. So, really far behind. Notice I'm dead, and I didn't even have enough to buy anything again, because I still not got my freaking boots online because of this investment into actives. And the actives haven't even helped me so far. Notice how the actives haven't helped me. I've invested into them, but they haven't helped me because I've not been using them correctly. Don't buy actives unless you're actually going to freaking use them, guys. So, as you can see, I'm hunting far more than anything else. Now I feel like I'm trying to make a play. I don't think this is the right call for me, honestly, when I think about it more. I pop sprint early to go in. The reason this is a good call, okay, before I go into this, and this is why I was thinking in my head. Hang on a second, this is a Hell. Hang on a second, Hell cannot do anything if I hit her with my ultimate as Nox. Nox's one strength is definitely killing Hell. And I really played that really badly. I missed my ultimate as I come in. This was the game plan behind me. I had nothing else to do. I couldn't push up further past this because I didn't have a tower. I was concerned about where they were on the map. Map vision was limited to an extent, so I rotate in looking for the kill on Hell, who, let's be honest, Hell in this game right now, 2-2 and 2, has a Doom Orb as well. I'm trying to keep a shutdown because also Tyr's not having the greatest of lanes against this either. So my decision to rotate here was to pick up the Hell kill based off the ultimate. The problem is, I just missed the ultimate. Hooray Hindu. Let's see what else happens in this engagement. We'll talk about it. Well, first of all, we don't land the 3. We also miss the silence. And she's just juking around. Now I'm just trying to survive. Pretty much at this point in time. I realise the mistakes I've made, and life is at an end. But I end up staying to try and farm the wave now. I know Vulcan is coming in. This is the only good thing to come out of this. I pressed 1 at the correct time. Good job, Hindu. Pressing 1 at the correct time. Did I really do that? Did I really just do that? Did I really just do that? I just popped a mana potion. Why would I pop the mana potion? How is the mana potion going to keep me alive? Hindu, please. Why would I pop a mana potion there? I'm so annoyed I didn't even notice I did that! Oh, I'm an idiot! I'm on full mana. Why would I pop a mana potion? Why would I pop a mana potion, Hindu? What is that going to do for you? I've just wasted 50 gold. This is why I'm so angry right now, guys. Is because I just literally wasted 50 gold. Why would I do that? That makes no sense. Don't worry, guys. That mana potion was really useful. Really, really useful. What could I have done differently in that engagement? Hell survived. Should I have backed out earlier? Yep. When I missed my combo, I should have backed up to tower and just farmed the wave. There was nothing more I could have done. Staying in as long as I did was not good. I waited all that time till Vulcan turned up. I guess I was still trying to make the play happen in some regards because I knew I'd messed up, and it put me further behind. Notice now that I'm dead again, and I only just get boots. This is a 10-minute boots. 10-minute boots. The frickin' supports of Midas online by this point. That's how late my boots were. They were really, really late. These actives have not saved me in any stretch of the imagination so far. I've misplayed really badly so far this game. What can I take out of this? My actives rush wasn't good. The very start of the game with the health potions, mana potions wasn't good. So this delayed my whole build through the whole game. It stopped the amount of damage I can put out because I chose to do this. And it shows you how important the start of the early game is. Hopefully I'm back online now. There we go. We can go back to the real enjoyment of this. So now he's been trying to protect. I had a feeling Vulcan might try and dive it, or Nemesis, so that's why I rotated so much. Gonna farm back Harpies, and please, I'm just still trying to get farm wherever I can. And now because I'm 0-3 right now, I've been feeling pretty bad. I'm so scared as well. I don't know why I am scared, because I've not really been killed by Vulcan. And I should realise this, Vulcan's not actually that big. It's not really big. Nemesis has just got a killing blow on me. So I shouldn't really be as scared as I am. I just need to make sure I land my abilities and push this wave out more. I need to not be as worried, especially considering I've got this sprint too and the beads both available. I should be pushing up further, and I don't. I panic too much about feeding again. I get into this mindset of, oh my god, please don't feed again, Hindu. You're feeding like a boss. Instead of pressuring the lane, which I could have done. Like, look at where Vulcan is right now. Vulcan, like, semi-tanked this wave. I could have been there poking him. I've got a ward here. I've got a ward here. But I just respected him because I'm 0-3. I didn't want to die again. But sometimes, like, having that respect is probably misplayed. I should probably have pressured this. Instead, I'd just try and look for farm. And so I go into my jungle, take away those back Harpies, and I'm going to rotate for the mid Harpies too. And then back to the farm in mid. So I'm not really looking to contest anymore, I'm just looking to farm in my own right, that's all I'm thinking about. Even though I've got Medjai's boots online now, like with these boots I should be doing more damage. I'm happy I walk up here and push this in because I saw the ward placement. I know Nemesis was there and the ward was here, so I pressure the tower. And I know Vulcan's going to rotate back in through here, so I try and poke him out, but once again I panic and give up on it. And I don't even land my abilities. Landing abilities is one key thing that I definitely need to do. I tried to wall in him there, and I missed everything pretty much. Oh, actually, no, I hit my ult and I hit my 3. Wish I used my 2. I chose to use my 3 first because I was worried about missing it. Feel like I could kill him. Somehow, I wanted to watch that back anyway out of interest because I don't know how that 2 missed. I want to see if I did misplay it or what. Because he walks back up. He should be dead here. This is the point I want to make. And I don't understand how my 2 missed. So I'm going to check this and remember doing this bit. Okay, we're really going to slow this down because I'm really interested if this does miss. It does look like it's going to, ever so slightly. Silence. Are you serious? Is that how... Oh, I'm so bad at this game. Look how close it was. Oh, I'm so sad. Never mind. We didn't deserve kills anyway. We're playing like poo. We shouldn't get free kills. Although I could have dominated Vulcan more. Now Nemesis comes in from behind. This is the first time you're going to see my actives paying off for me. The sprint worked perfectly there. And imagine if I would have waited. This is the first time I've used sprint effectively in this game. If I would have picked this up after my shoes and Medjai's, it would have been fine. It was perfect for what happened. That would have been perfect for how it went down. So next time, what I'm thinking to myself right now is in the next game I play as Nox, if I'm in this similar setup, I will delay getting that sprint and don't be so scared of being picked by the Nemesis until later on. Focus on getting my boots online, my penetration boots for more damage. If you notice, I did some decent poke to Nemesis in that situation too. So back in the jungle to steal some more experience away, just to try and catch up. I'm not relatively behind. in terms of experience, because you notice I'm equal level right now, and I'm only 200 gold down, which is pretty impressive considering he's 005. I feel like I'm further behind than I am is the big key in this game. The reason I feel so far behind is because I've died 3 times and I'm not doing as much damage as I expect to do. Why are those things the case? Well, it's because I'm 0-3 is the reason I feel so far behind. It's also because I've only got Shoes of the Medjay online. Is the reason that I feel like I'm doing no damage, because I've got so far into actives. If you look at his build right now, he's finished off his Bancrofts and only got rank 1 in Aegis. So he's doing more damage than me because he's itemized earlier and got more damage online, obviously. But I'm technically more defensive right now. Eventually he will have to spend this gold I've spent into these items, but he'll probably do it at the correct time, which I didn't choose to do. I'm still looking to try and find a pick here. I expected the team were going to rotate round looking for this. I'm looking for this Nemesis still. I all in her and this is a mistake. I miss everything again, and then I'm like, well, I'm an idiot, my sprint's on cooldown. Luckily though, my teammate's keeping an eye on, and I disengage. I don't stay around. I'm so scared to fight him all the time. Try and put out what poke I can. I'm just scared to die, so I just give it up instead of fighting. I keep missing my combos too. This is that feels like the smallest thing about this. I'm missing abilities, right? If I land these abilities, these fights change considerably. Of what's been happening. My decision making to an extent has been questionable, but some of the decisions I made have been okay if I would have landed the goddamn abilities. So one thing this teaches you is just don't pick something just because it's in the meta. If you don't know how to play it, you've not practiced it enough, it doesn't always work out, even if it is, quote, OP. So I turn up for this fight here. The immunity is good from him. I actually delayed my 3 there, did you notice? I missed my ultimate, but I delayed my 3 because I saw the Aegis go off. We get some pressure on this lane. Now the call gets told to push left hand side. So I agree and start pushing up left hand side, but then the call gets changed halfway through. I'm just going to follow the team in this one. I'm not going to try and lead from the front line. I'm not having a good game. So I was just making decisions based off what people wanted to do. We do manage to try and steal away the blue. This was this steal from Neef was good, A. But B, at the same time, we made some mistakes here. If I understood the VGS commands better, this is something that you can go into your own games. Take the VGS commands and think about them. If I would have known the VGS command for enemies incoming, Thor would have been a bit more wise to it of what was going on. I saw it coming, but I couldn't tell him. I wasn't on comms with him in this game, and I didn't know the VGS command because I still don't know enough of them. And what that ended up meaning was that Neef managed to steal that one away, and now I'm disappointed and sad with myself and feel guilty, and that's what that jump's about. I don't know why I poke. I think I poke and just say, yeah, have your blue buff. I think I jumped away and then went, we could have denied her that. Damn. We didn't deny her. Especially because Anher was coming in, we probably could have killed her actually. Made it pay. Just going to see if there's anything else I do wrong. At least during these first 15 minutes. I'm not going to go too much more into detail in this one because the team rallies. Honestly, the team rallies. The team's actually playing really well. The Anher's playing well. The rest of the team are not having bad games overall. Tyr had a rough lane, but he's doing okay for himself. I think I'm going to stop it there. But what things you've learned from this, and this is what I've taken out of it. Notice how I invested into Beads 3 as well. Why did I invest into Beads 3 there? I don't understand that decision in my own head. I keep feeling like I have to spend the gold immediately. This is something you guys need to think about too. Don't feel like because it's in your bank, if you don't have the gold to spend on something useful, doesn't mean you have to spend it. Actives are great things, but investing in them so early delays your build, delays your damage, and delays you overall. I invested into sprint early in this game, and it really hurt me. Really hurt me. It actually made me feel stronger than I actually was because I felt, hang on a minute, I can close the gap with sprint and commit suicide. It also meant that I didn't do any penetration, so I couldn't push the wave very effectively. It meant I felt like I didn't do any damage, so I couldn't actually fight these people who were still technically pretty similar terms as me. Look at that. The gold difference between us is 100, and I feel like I couldn't fight Vulcan. Nemesis is a little bit ahead, yeah, because she's fared a little bit more in terms of kills. But these were the mistakes I made. When you go into your games and you think about decision making about actives, it's very important to make sure you realise when to invest into those actives and when to hold off on them. I've bought Beads 3 after already criticising myself about the sprint. I think I've used Beads effectively probably once, and it didn't really save me. I think it's later on in this game where Beads come into play and be more effective. I think the other reason is what I bought Beads here as well, which I'm trying to explain because this makes sense in my head now when I think about it. I bought Beads, and this is my mentality too, I bought Beads 3 because I kept missing my abilities so much I was frustrated with myself. that if I had beads, I could reset my cooldowns and pick up a kill because I wouldn't miss again. Obviously, 3-second cooldown on Siphon Darkness. If I Siphon Darkness, beads, Siphon Darkness, I can get double the damage out. So I can actually be effective. I land a silence, I can obviously help myself out. But this was really pathetic of me, honestly, in this game. I made a lot of silly mistakes, and this is the stuff that you're supposed to learn from your ranked games, you know? This is what you should learn going into your next games. Normally, I wouldn't replay this of myself and go through my own individual play and talk about myself. I realise the mistakes I made in this, but I thought it would be a good example to go through of what goes through my mindset and how I, you know, educate myself based off the mistakes I've made in games. And then when I go into like commentary and things like that in the future, I'll then look back at this game, and then if I see someone do the similar things as what I chose to do, then I will discuss that and be like, I don't think this is a good decision because of X, Y, and Z. I'm taking some of my personal experience and putting it into the commentary to, you know, explain what goes on in these mindsets of these players and why they chose to do things. So I would sit there and go, he's gone for the fast sprint because he's worried about Nemesis ganks coming out from him. But in doing so, it's delayed his Medjai's boots. We'll have to see if he can make that beneficial to him if the sprint does pay off. It wouldn't be me totally criticising him, saying this is a misplay, because it wouldn't necessarily be a misplay if he abused it correctly. I didn't abuse it correctly, and that's one of the reasons that it didn't work out for me in this game. Luckily though, getting carried, boys, is a nice thing to happen. Hopefully you all got something out of this that you might be able to take into your games. Think about your decision making and itemization. That's the biggest thing you can see in this one, because my laning phase wasn't too bad. My ganking was kind of crappy though, but hey, you know, it happens. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next analyst replay.